All right, hello everyone, and welcome. Sorry, I'm trying to position my cursor here to the weekend preview. Today is Sunday, March 8th, 2015, and we had a fun week this past week. We've got another really fun week queued up here. But before I get started, you may notice a little something different in the video. Per my promise, as I said when I was doing this whole Patreon campaign during the month of February, that those who pledged $1 or more were going to get their names showing up in my vlog-style videos. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I've lived up to that promise. And above, I would like to say very special thanks to everyone's name who you see scrolling there. They all, pledged to my Patreon, and you're a major reason why I'm able to keep doing what I'm doing, and I very much appreciate that, okay? So that being said, a lot of stuff in this video will either be related to Patreon, or I'm going to be talking a little bit to the Patreons, because unfortunately I've tried to talk to them via the website Patreon, and it seems like a lot of them either aren't getting my messages or I'm not getting their messages, so I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. But of course, primarily I will be talking about what else is going on this week on my channels, and in addition to all of that, some ongoing projects and future things because of Patreon. I want to let you guys know what my plans are for those, okay? So first and foremost, before we even get started, Patreon was a whopping success. I had to wait all this past week to see what was going to happen, and after everything was charged, there were a few issues here or there. Some people, I guess, tried to pay with a credit card and entered a typo or something screwed up somewhere. But for the most part, everyone who pledged, everything went through. There were no major trolls or whatever, and so we hit every single goal that we had pledged for in February, okay? So what that means is that we're going to have at least 2 special events this month. There will be 3 special events based off of the February Patreon, but one of them I don't think we could do this month. I'm about to explain to you guys why, okay? So first of all, the big thing that happened this week that everyone is talking about is I finally played Minecraft after having ignored the game, literally ignored the game for 5 years. I mean, for 5 years. I believe it was 5 years ago, 2010. When a fan in an episode of one of my Q&A session videos, which I don't know if I even called to Ask the King back then, had asked me about the game and gave me a lot of, I'll be honest, misinformation about the game, and I interpreted that as kind of misinformation and answered it in a really uneducated way, basically saying I think that the game is stupid, I don't get it. I haven't played Minecraft in 5 years. I never watched anyone play Minecraft. No kidding. Like, the only exposure I had to Minecraft was the small parody segment of the game The Stanley Parable that kind of simulated Minecraft gameplay. And after 5 years, because that first Patreon goal was hit for the month of February, I played Minecraft this past Friday, and it was about 3 hours. It was a little under that. It's probably like 2.5 hours, 6 videos, which were longer videos, about 20 minutes each, if not longer. And it was good because, for me, it was exactly what I kind of expected. At first, I had no effing clue what was going on, what any of this was around me. It was an honest reaction to seeing this stuff for the very first time. And it was fun to do that. To actually have been in a bubble for 5 years where I didn't pay attention to the game, and I finally played it. Then I finally started using crafting guides and stuff to figure out I can actually make stuff. And by the end of the session, people were loving it. People were saying, Phil, that was incredibly entertaining. We want to see you play more. It was the highest viewed stream I've ever done since I moved to YouTube. So it had over 1,000 viewers on stream, which I've never pulled in those numbers since I moved just to YouTube streaming. Excuse me, had the most people chatting. Over 200 people were chatting in the chat room at one time. It was pretty out of control, but it was a lot of fun at the same time. So I just want to let you guys know it was a success, and I'm currently debating what to do this next Friday, because guess what? Minecraft continues. It's a 4-week event based off of the Patreon goal that we hit for February. It's going to be happening every Friday this month. I'm going to talk a little bit about that during the scheduling, okay? So, let's talk about what's really going to happen this week concretely so you guys know exactly what to expect. Let's talk about what's going to happen in the future as Patreon goals and events. And then we're going to have a shameless shilling segment at the end of the video. So, this week, what could you expect? Well, earlier today, I actually... excuse me, my throat is tickling me today. I actually completed Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, which I had not expected to complete. I didn't know how long the game was, and within 2 sessions, I beat the game. So the game is done, and the playthrough is complete and live on DSP Gaming if you want to check it out. Personally, I really like the game, but at the same time, it is an easier game with only a few levels that really had any kind of real challenge, and is a lot different from other Kirby games because of the control scheme. Now, some people might be wondering, will I be reviewing the whole game? Quite honestly, I don't even think it warrants a full review. Like, It's an easy platformer game for younger audiences. It's relaxing. It's a lot of fun with a few areas here or there that are really challenging. And I like it, but it's short. But then again, that's why it's a $40 budget title. So that's really all I have to say. Like, I can't really go too much in depth besides, oh, there's a touchscreen mechanic, which would take me all of like a minute to show. I don't think I need to do a full review of the game, okay? Sorry, I just kicked the camera. So that playthrough is done. And I beat that early. I didn't expect to beat that today, so that's going to throw the schedule off for this week, but it's a good thing, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So right now, I'm doing the weekend preview, and this will be live on the King of Hate vlogs shortly. As soon as I'm done filming this and uploading it, I'm going to be working on editing the Dragon Ball Xenoverse review. That's right, I beat Dragon Ball Xenoverse this past week, and people have been saying, when are you going to review the game? Now, it's this simple. I apologize, this tickle in my throat is killing me. It's this simple. I have limited time and resources, right? I beat the game on Wednesday. I did not have time to review it at that time. Thursday, all day I was busy Thursday. I took off the day from streaming and gameplay to do Patreon-related stuff. I was mailing out Patreon shirts. I was mailing out the Black Cat bust, which I had sold, you know, over a course of an online auction. Boy, my throat is just going to be bothering me the whole video, isn't it? But I was also out and about doing other stuff. I had all this Patreon stuff I had to just get people's accounts upgraded on the forums. I had all this stuff I was doing that was Patreon-related. And it kept me occupied all day Thursday, so I didn't have time to do anything Thursday. Friday, Minecraft, and then I beat Majora's Mask, and that was it. I didn't have time. Yesterday, I played Kirby, and I was out and about doing errands and stuff, and then same thing today. I played Kirby, now I'm doing the weekend preview, then finally I get to the review. So I know some people are upset, and they're like, Phil, you beat this game in the middle of last week, and you didn't review it, you know, in an appropriate amount of time. We're waiting half a week for your review. Sorry, I'm only one person. You know what I mean? Like, if I had a team of people who could help work on stuff with me, and do my editing for me, or do all this Patreon-related stuff for me, I'm a one-man army. I always have been. So you have to be a little bit forgiving, I guess is the word for it, or understanding when it comes to me getting to stuff. I know people be like, we really want to hear Phil review Dragon Ball because he seemed to like the game. Jesus. Boy, this is going to be a great video. I guess a lot of mainstream media kind of panned the game. I don't understand that. But I assure you, the review will be out tonight, okay? Excuse me. So, sorry it took so long, but unfortunately that's life. And so some of these games I know that I'm going to get to, it's going to take a little while, especially if you want video footage edited into the review. It's going to take a while. I could have had the review out Thursday with no editing at all, and people would have said, well, there's no editing and it's kind of basic. I'm trying to make my content better per your suggestions, per your requests. So that's why it's taking so long, okay? But it will be out tonight. Monday, here's the thing. I originally had planned on Monday being me playing and beating Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. I beat it already. So this is good because guess what I'm going to do? Something that I hadn't planned on doing, but I think is going to be very beneficial. On Monday, I'm going to play Grand Theft Auto Online. For the very first time on the PlayStation 4, because keep in mind, I had actually played it on Xbox 360 way back when, right? Way back when. It was a long-ass time ago. You know, the fall of 2013, when Grand Theft Auto Online was new, was the last time I've actually played it. And so, number one, I probably don't remember much about it at all. Number two, I don't even know if my rankings and money from that are going to carry over to, you know, the game on PS4. I have no clue how it even works. So tomorrow will be me exploring Grand Theft Auto Online on PS4, seeing how it works, and basically getting ready for the heists this week, which I'm about to get to, okay? So, you may be saying to yourself, what is actually happening this week with new gameplay? It's great that you're going back to Grand Theft Auto Online, but what's the new stuff coming out this week? Three things. First of all, the first DLC for the Evil Within is coming out. It's supposed to be following the main character's partner. If you remember, she was supposed to be his partner in the Force during the course of the game, but it was always a mystery around her because she seemed to know more than she had let on in the beginning. She almost seemed to be a double agent in a lot of cases. And people were wondering, gee, I wonder what's going to happen with her. Finally, after months and months of waiting, the DLC's coming out, and we're going to finally get to see what the heck is up with her, okay? So I'm going to be checking that out. Also, the next episode of Resident Evil Revelations 2 comes out. There's one a week for 4 weeks. This is week 3, and that's coming out. In addition to all of that, yes, the heists for Grand Theft Auto 5 are supposed to be available this Tuesday. Now, here's the thing, and unfortunately I hate to say this because I wish I could definitively tell you guys I'm going to be playing this on my first stream on Tuesday, this on my second stream on Tuesday, this on Wednesday, this on later Wednesday. I can't. And the reason I can't is because PSN is flaky as shit. Alright? And I hate to say that, but it's true. PlayStation Network is not consistent. It just doesn't update consistently at a certain time. Sometimes it's mid-afternoon, sometimes it's later, sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's midnight. So I have absolutely no clue when are the heists going to be available, when will the DLCs be released. And the thing was, last week for Resident Evil Revelations 2, it was a big mess because I had said I wanted to play it on Tuesday first stream. And I waited, and literally it wasn't until about 20 minutes before I was going to start streaming, the episode became available. So by incredible luck, I downloaded the episode, and we played it together, but it sucked that I had to wait that long. You know what I mean? Like, it could have not come out in time, and then I would have had to do an audible and do something else. The thing is, all the stuff I'm playing this week is downloadable. There's a chance that Tuesday, I'll go to stream my first stream, and nothing's available at all. So now I can't do anything. So the good news is, there's 3 new things this week. The bad news is, I can't promise you when exactly I'm going to do it. It depends on when it's available. Alright? Ideally, what I would like to probably do, if everything is available, I'd probably like to play Resident Evil Revelations 2 on my first stream on Tuesday, because I know it's the longest thing. It's like, every episode's been around 3 to 4 hours. I'd like to do that on first stream. Maybe on second stream, get a taste for Grand Theft Auto Online, and possibly some of the heists. Tuesday, or Wednesday, excuse me, on my first main stream, do the DLC for The Evil Within, maybe do more of the heists online that night, and then Thursday during the day, my main stream will be Grand Theft Auto Heists. That's kind of the rough schedule I'd like to give you, but I can't promise that. Alright, thank goodness my throat stopped tickling me, by the way. I apologize, I can't give you a solid schedule for this week because it all depends on when PlayStation Network updates and what's available when. Alright, but that's how I would like to do it. Also, the good news here, a lot of people have been telling me, well, Phil, are you aware that the heists, how they work? And I'm like, of course I don't. I'm not paying attention to this. 2 years in the making. No, I'm not waiting desperately for heists. I've been playing 500 other games. Apparently, for heists to work, you need to have someone in a party, like in a group of 4 people, who's high level, who has a high level apartment, and has, like, I guess, a certain amount of money, so that you can meet at his apartment and you can plan out the heist. Now, I obviously I don't even know. I might be starting at level 0 tomorrow. I don't even know how it works or if it carries over or not. But the good news is my friend Coruchado, whose real name is Nestor, remember him? He's teamed up with me in many things over the years, whether it was Call of Duty Zombies and many different games and a few other things. He's been playing Grand Theft Auto Online. He says, yeah, I have a high-level apartment and we could do it together. I'd be love to do it together. So we are. This week, that's what we're going to do. We're going to team up. And the 2 of us, and possibly we're looking for 2 more, unless he knows 2 other people, I don't know. So I'm going to talk to him this week. We're going to schedule it out. Once the game is released, and we know when we can actually freaking play it, we're going to try to schedule a few sessions where we can sit down and play the game together. Okay? Which could be pretty cool. It'd be awesome to play with Coruchado, who I haven't done anything with in a long time. Last time was Advanced Warfare, and that was just a crappy, you know, cooperative kind of survival-style mode. And this is going to be something a lot better. Hopefully. Hopefully, after waiting almost 2 years for this, it doesn't suck. You know what I mean? Now, some people apparently have already gotten the heist. Somehow, it's like a random leak or something, and they're playing them. There's no real feedback yet. We'll see what happens over the course of this week, alright? Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday night, there will not be a second stream. The reason is because I need to do my taxes. Now, this past Thursday that I took completely off and I didn't do any kind of streaming or gameplay, I was hoping to get it done. I didn't even get to it. I was doing all Patreon-related stuff all day long, and I never got to do my taxes. I have to do them because they're due in early April. I need to get this done, so this year is an exception because I moved across the country. I have an office now, all this extra tax-related stuff that I'm going to have to get together. I need to do it, so no second stream on Thursday. I'm going to be putting in several hours of work into trying to get this, you know, these taxes done and off to my accountant, all right? Friday, Minecraft resumes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Minecraft resumes on first stream. And so, because it resumes on first stream, people are saying, what's Phil going to do? Because I said what I would do is a plain vanilla stream and see how people liked it. And then based off of that, maybe I would do mods or multiplayer. The majority of people who have given me feedback are saying, keep playing the game you started last week because you just got to a point where I built a house. It's a very basic house, but I've built a house. I just started mining. And I'm basically getting into the actual core gameplay of the game that you're supposed to be doing. So people are saying, do another stream where you focus on that, you learn how to build more stuff, maybe you get better equipment, and then, you know, we want you to really experience what Minecraft was in its core before you move on. So maybe I'll do 1 week here, where I do the core vanilla Minecraft 1 more week session, and then maybe the last 2 weeks, because I have 2 more weeks of this, I do a mods on 1 week and co-op another week, right? That could be what I do. But for the most part, how I'm handling it is going to be plain vanilla, and then we'll see what happens with that, okay? Now, we have a startling gap this weekend, all right? Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm not sure what I'm going to be playing. Now, we have some potential here, okay? And the reason I say that, we have some potential to possibly do something that I have missed, skipped, or maybe something that people would like to see me do that I didn't do. I've got games in particular that some fans have donated that it might be a good time, a filler time, you know what I mean? Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday coming up to do it. I have other games that I didn't finish, like Parasite Eve, and I'm debating in my head, what the hell should I play? I really am. I'm thinking hard, like, should I do something new that maybe is a shorter project or not? I'll be honest with everyone. In particular, I'm very much looking forward to playing Silent Hill 4 The Room. I've heard all these different things about it, and I really want to play it. I have it, and I can play it on my Xbox 360. It's on Xbox One. I'm sorry, it's on the original Xbox, though. And I get the feeling there's going to be, I've heard there's emulation problems where some of the cutscenes don't load properly or they're a little jumpy or whatever. But for the most part, the game plays properly from what people are telling me. I actually want to play that, and I'm thinking maybe this weekend, if I play the heists a few times, wow, I've gotten the heists out of my system. Now, it could be the heists catch on, and they're really good, and people want to see me keep playing heists. I'll keep doing that. But if not, that's what I'm considering for this weekend, possibly Silent Hill 4, okay? But we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Fingers crossed everything goes well this week. Everything's available on PSN, and we go from there, all right? Next week is an incredibly busy week. Just to give you perspective here, in particular, next week, we've got Battlefield Hardline, we've got Final Fantasy Type O HD, and then later on in the week, we got Mario Party 10. So next week, we're pretty much booked. I don't have to worry about, oh no, I ran out of content, there's nothing to do. Plus, keep in mind, Resident Evil Revelations 2, the final episode's coming out then, too. We got a ton of stuff next week. But this week is the week kind of where I want to finish up these things, DLCs. I definitely want to check out heists, etc., 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 and that's going to be the focus of this week, all right? Now, some of you may be saying, but what about the other Patreon stuff? Because you had 2 other Patreon goals that you hit. One was going to be the patrons choose the playthrough, and one was going to be a playthrough of, not a playthrough, excuse me, a mini marathon where for 8 hours I'm going to do indie games, right? Those are going to happen. However, this past week I've had incredible difficulty trying to contact all of the patrons, the people who you see above me, and get them all to basically give me their info so I could upgrade their accounts on the forums. The reason they need to have their accounts upgraded is because they need to vote. They need to nominate games for that Patreons Choose playthrough, and then they need to vote on them. And for the Indie Game Marathon, they need to nominate indie games and vote on them. But I'm still daily getting people emailing me, Phil, here it is. I'm like, damn, I messaged you guys Monday and Tuesday, and here it is Sunday, and I'm just getting initial responses from some people. So it's funny, because there's some 60, 70 people, I believe, who actually donated more than $1, but I've only gotten maybe 30 or 40 of them upgraded on the forums, because they're not responding. So it is what it is. You know, this is going to be, unfortunately, kind of a growing thing, a learning thing, and I had no idea how long it was going to take for Patreon to charge people, and how long it was going to take to get people upgraded on the forums. Unfortunately, it's taking longer than instantly. All right. The good news is a lot of people have begun now to head over there and post their stuff up and their thoughts. I'm hoping within a week to 2 weeks, they will have talked it out and said, okay, we've nominated these. Let's do a poll now on these top 10 that everyone seems to want to see. They can vote, and then we can get a Patreon playthrough, and we can also get some indie games nominated for this Indie Game Marathon. The Patreon playthrough, quite honestly with everyone, I don't think is going to happen in the month of March. And the only reason I say that, it's going to take at least another week, if not longer, to nominate what people want to see. And if with all the games I just mentioned next week, plus Bloodborne coming up the week after that, plus Emerald City Comic Con, which I'm going to be attending, I don't think I could even start another playthrough. So I'm almost thinking the way it's going to happen is if that continues to be a goal, right, that goal will have to be a goal that takes a month for people to nominate and vote, and then it happens the next month. So again, this is all growing experience. I had no idea how it was going to work. It looks like that middle goal of the Patreon playthrough where they choose it, people will take this month to nominate and pick, and then it will happen next month, all right? The Indie Game Marathon, however, will happen this month, and right now I've tentatively scheduled it for March 30th, Monday, March 30th. That's the day after WrestleMania, so that means if I wanted to do WrestleMania Sims or whatever, I could have gotten them done the day before. It's not a release day, so it's not like, oh no, I have to put a new release on the back burner for it. It should be the perfect day for me to do that. So Monday, March 30th, an 8-hour indie game mini marathon with limited interruptions, where I'm going to be checking out all kinds of indie games that the patrons pick. And already people have been saying, are you going to play Hotline Miami 2 next week? Or this week, actually. Or maybe it's next week. I don't even know when it comes out. Probably not, because that would be the perfect time to do it during that marathon. That's the whole point of the marathon, is for me to check out these kind of indie, smaller titles, and that's the point of this marathon, for me to experience these games that I haven't taken time out of my normal schedule to play them, all right? So, patrons, number one, thank you very much. February, I couldn't believe the amount of support I got in the month of February on Patreon. Blew me out of the water, really. I did not expect that at all. Didn't expect to hit all the goals. Everything got charged, and for the most part, almost everyone, no problems. Awesome. Please, if you have not responded to me yet, please, you've got to, because I need your forum nickname and your email address that you registered on the forum to get your account upgraded. If you have messaged me with that information, as of right now, you should be upgraded. So you should be able to head to this premium forum section on thekingofhate.com. You'll see two sections there. One is for $5 donors, and one is for $20 donors, for people to post up their exclusive questions for this month's Ask the King, and they're going to get those answered. So there you go. That's the deal going on with patrons. If you guys have, you know, donated and you're wondering what's going on, that's the status. All right. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, one final thing I want to talk about in the week in preview is people ask me all the time, let's say, well, Phil, you know, besides Patreon and besides the fact that maybe for the past couple of weeks you've been playing stuff we don't like, for example, Nintendo games. I've been playing Nintendo games a lot recently with Kirby, Zelda's Majora's Mask 3D, stuff like that. And people say all the time, well, how can we support you, but, you know, if we don't like what you're putting out? Well, ladies and gentlemen, about a week ago, Leanna, my girlfriend, launched her own business. It's not gaming related at all right? But it is a business that I'm involved in, which is why I'm going to mention it in this video. It's called The Black Currant. It's a handmade soap and wax tart business, which she's been working on very hard behind the scenes for months on. We haven't talked about it publicly. We didn't mention it because we wanted it to be live and ready to go before we started even talking about it and or promoting it. It launched last Friday, and she's had a bunch of orders, which is great. She's had more than one order a day, basically, since she's been open, which is excellent. What I would say is this. Number one, if you like that kind of stuff, I don't know, your personal tastes. Number two, if you have a girlfriend, a sister, a cousin, a mother, an aunt, a grandmother, anyone who likes that kind of stuff. It's all handmade right here in-house. We ship it out to you, flat rate. However, she only does business right now within the United States of America. I want to make that clear because she's had several people contact her about international shipping. We just recently mailed all those Project 7 shirts out. Half of them were international. And just to give you perspective, to mail a t-shirt out that does not even weigh like a quarter of a pound costs $20 to mail it internationally. So can you imagine if you had like a 4-pound box of soap and you're trying to mail it out, how much that's going to cost? So that's why right now she's only doing it domestically within the United States. Check it out. I think you're going to like it. Even if the site just gets a few views, it's better than nothing, but I'm hoping that some of you will try it out. We already had some great viewers who have placed orders. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that, and we're hoping to build up a customer base because that's another business that helps me and her. You know what I mean? 3 ways to support now. Watch my content, Patreon, pledges, and The Black Currant, which is her business. I'll obviously put a link in the description of this video to the business so you can check it out, and I hope that you'll at least give it a look, if whether or not you buy anything, or at least spread the word that we're doing it so people know, wow, homemade soaps, that sounds fun. You know, custom fragrances you can't get at the store. You know, wax tarts to melt and make your house smell good. It's a great alternative to a candle, which is more dangerous if you have pets especially. Cool stuff. Check it out. Thanks a lot, everyone. Link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. That's it for the week in preview. It's been a long one. I had a ton to talk about. I hope to see you this week. Again, reminder, Grand Theft Auto Online tomorrow. Grand Theft Auto Heists this week when they're released. The next episode of Resident Evil Revelations 2. The first DLC for The Evil Within. more Minecraft coming this Friday, and even the possibility of maybe some Silent Hill 4 this weekend. We'll have to see, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much. Thank you to the patrons. You guys are awesome. My finger can't touch the letters for some reason. It cuts off. Look at that. I look like I'm doing the Daniel Bryan yes. Thanks, everyone. See you later. Peace out.